So instead of doing that, when it gets halfway there, drop your elbow.
Drop the elbow.
Yeah. So you soften the elbow and then it will come up like that. Now if you do this, then this is rigid and so it's going to strain. So if you go like this and soften the elbow and your shoulder, then you'll find this structure. So, but that happens every time you do it. But it's just getting this used to it. So it's just programming the motion. So everything that's involved in the wrist is learning to let it go. So it's still obliged by and then you have to step up. And then you flip. And then pull. See, the more you cut, sort of comfortable you get with the motion, the less strength you use. Because initially the strength you use is the wrong strength. Then you have to do it until it learns correctly. It's like a little kid pick up a pencil. They don't know how much strength, so they're always breaking the lead, always and then eventually they soften it, and then they start to write a little bit better. Same, you're painting, it has to be, it's got to be very refined, like calligraphy, right? It has to be very gentle, and you can stroke. The sword, just because it's for cutting, you have to cut. Yeah. So you're slicing roast beef, you can't push it through. You gotta stroke it down, and it cuts right through. Only bones you have to use a pawl. But even the bone, it comes in like that. It doesn't come in like a hammer. So when we're doing the sword movements, that's what it is. So let's do this, right? We're here, right? Then we're here. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Sit back. Shift your weight. Nope. With this one, you gotta. This is this is a small jump. That's kind of a footwork. You're going 1, 2, 3. So that's the only different move that requires a little coordination. So practice that if you. So forward, toe heel, and then step up and poke. You're here, 1. So see how my feet shift, and you're back on the toe here in the back foot. Toe and poke. Forward, over, and forward. Shift, shift, right. So we do that from here again. Oh, sorry. Yep, waist. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. This is a small movement, and this is the last one on this side. Yeah. So then it changes. We don't do this now. We're going to be a different set of moves. You want to do from the beginning, or you want to? Yeah. Huh?
As a new kind of teacher, you're supposed to do your homework, learn the sequence at home, then come to class with the details.
Yeah.
Not like come to class and
Yeah. Well, the video helps with that. Yeah. So,
try to get that sequence.
Yeah. So it's easier to because it's not completely new. Yeah. and then the next piece comes. Actually, that's a lot. Yeah, it's good. Yeah, a lot of teachers are reluctant to do video because they say, oh, you know, if I do that, then I'm giving it away. Or right. But the thing is, you know, we have so much here to learn that if you don't do it like that, it's impossible to learn it. And it's not.
Much better. Learn the sequence first.
Yeah, yeah.
Come to here for it.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Can never substitute it.
Yeah. Yeah, so because some of the old generation teachers, you know, they job security. You got to come for, you know, forever. But the thing is, you know, it's just too much. Our forms are so long.
Yeah.
It's really hard to do that. And you know, how much time do people have, right? Yeah. So it's good.
Actually, my wife been doing the short form.
Oh yeah, it's good. Oh, it's good.
I've been trying to get her to come here.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
No. She does it out.
Yeah, yeah. Well, this, yeah, as long as she does it, do the warm-ups too. You know what she that because even though she's a physician, she's got the same body as any other human. She might have the mind of a physician, but a body of a non-practitioner.
Yep.
You know, because if you don't do it, your body or your mind doesn't develop like that. There's so many doctors that are so like dysfunctional when they get old. Yeah. Yeah, you say, yeah, that's true. You know, my wife Caitlin, right? She asked one of the doctors she sends stuff to all the time, comes in for an eye test, and she goes, "So, how's your cholesterol?" She says, "Oh, I don't know." They don't get physicals.
Yep. Yeah.
They don't get physical. When's the last time your wife had a physical? I mean, some people are better at it, but some people just don't do it.
She recently retired too with me.
Oh.
Yeah, so before she retirement, she did all her physical. Before that, 10 years, none.
Yeah. Well, I mean, most people that don't have any problems really probably don't need it. But the thing is, it's good when if you have, you know, pre-existing stuff or you get older, you should do it. I haven't had a physical in maybe 4 years. I should get one, you know, just to see what the blood work is. You know, but you never know, right? Now with the blood work, they can find out something that could be there, you know. But they could tell you some, you know, things that you don't want to know either, too. You know, that's why a lot of people don't like to go to doctors because they say, "What I don't know, I don't know."
Right.
because sometimes it's psychological. Oh, jeez, and then you can worry about it. You know. So it's good. You want to try it again? So that's the next motion. If we do it from this side, you can see, if we finish here, we can use the mirror. See, it's going to go up, then we're going to turn, and then you're going to end up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. Yeah. Yes. And the blade is facing this way. Yeah. Like that. That's after you turn. So when we're here, the next. So instead of slicing like that, you're going to lift and then turn. Now you actually go into this direction, come down to leaning, go in, lift, and then chop down, and then end up facing square to the mirror. Yeah, and then that's another series of movements. But that's the transition. Yeah. So try one more.
What are some of the exercise?
Oh, okay, yeah. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. This is just a sequence without the footwork. So it's slicing toward here. Right. This is the neutral, and then flip. Poke. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, or 3. Yeah. And if you poke down, it's here. Yeah. Slicing the waist, fold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So essentially every movement has 2 directions, right and left. So we move this way, then we have to move this way. When we go up, then we need to go down. If you slice across this way, then you slice across this way. You see? So really what drives the movement is the elbow. Learn to relax the shoulder. This still goes to the geometry of position. Parallel, center line, parallel to the legs like this. Slanting is oblique. Waist cut, horizontal cut, and then those are the slant, which is really the 45-degree lines. Yeah. Whenever the hand goes like this, then it has come through here. Whenever it goes like this, half of it is the lift, the other half is the sink, and then you bring you to this side. If I go this way, it has that hole right here, so this hand goes through here, and then you end up like that. So those are the fundamental mechanics. Yeah. And then pushing the sword is like this, right? So it's really, so when you push this sword, don't use strength lifting this, because then it becomes physical. It looks like you're doing this, right, when you're doing it, but it's actually a push. So if you push the sword and relax the shoulder, the movement's going to be arc. If you lift it and that other side doesn't coordinate with it, so one is passive, one is active. The active hand is the push. The passive hand is this, so you relax the shoulder, then it can go higher, because now you relax the clavicle area. But if you don't relax it, then you're lifting, and when you're lifting, you really can't relax it, because that's what we were talking earlier, because your shoulder begins to contract and it affects the motion. Whereas if you do this and let your body relax, then all of this is kind of yielding. That's one thing in Tai Chi. The yielding of movement really is a blend of the two sides. That's what balance is. Yin and yang is that balance, and everything in the body is either contractions or relaxation. Sort of like it's like a binary system. It's either on or off, on or off. That relationship is a constant that happens here, and that's how your body actually moves. It just relax, contract, relax, contract, relax. But how much do you contract and how much do you relax? That's what Tai Chi's use your will and not strength. So not strength is, what does that mean? Use your will, what does that mean? A mind intent. So it's kind of interesting. And eventually, even that, right? Everything that we do, if you use gravity, if I drop the sword, it's going to fall. You control the motion there, and then you channel the motion, and then your body will develop a softer movement, not using a physical strength. You just let it go. It just goes. Right? It's just going to fall. All you do is have to control the direction. Then when you... So even here, it's relaxed. I'm not holding it. It's just there. Then you thrust. Now holding it here does take some effort, but the thing is, it's not squeezing it because you don't need that strength to hold it here. You just balance it. So when I'm holding the sword here, it's really this, and this is just so it doesn't fall. So it doesn't really take a whole lot of strength. Right? So your body over time will develop the understanding of what strength is required. Obviously you need enough in here so that there's a shape, and that controls that. So that's what we try to...
The other thing I have trouble with, sometimes I almost have to change grip.
Yeah, so that's because when you're maneuvering through and you're trying to keep this edge where it's supposed to be, you have to this is adapting. It's like, what your hand has to do to adjust. Like if you play tennis and you had to change the grip on the racket to get the right surface, you have to do that with the sword too. Holding it in this position isn't always the ideal position. You might have to let it go so that it rests on here. Because if in here, it's not going to do it, right? If you want it to be like that, it has to be in here. If you want to be thrusting so that it's in line with this, it has to be there. When you want to slice up, you have to be in this hanging position before you do that. Yeah, so if I'm like this and I just let it go and let it find its path of least resistance, that's the vertical line. So if you're not in the vertical line, you have to hold it because it's not in a relaxed grip condition. Now, if your sword is going to hit the floor, you have to compensate by shrinking the elbow a little bit. So that's a really sensing of the space. So to practice that, just do this. Just go 1, 2. Step back. 1, 2. 1, 2. So you just finish it a little bit here. The important thing is this and this. So you have to, just like we're talking about the cloud hands, there, or here. You have to find the different positions and then let it go long and then sit back. Let it go long and then sit back. A lot of it is just feeling, experience. Your body will start to pick up on it. Then first line is memorize the form sequence, then improve the execution. And then it just happens. So practice that a little bit, yeah. a window in already. They got one done? Wow, 咁快. Got one done already, huh? Got one done? No wind? Looking good.
We just have to rub it off and that's it. The one is done. That's it.
They cover the foam outside, they put a cap on it.
Yeah.
Good, and they're gonna fill that in. Good fit, huh?
Real nice job.
Good. How are you? Get 2 done today, huh? At least.
Enjoy the rest of your day. When?
He's on his way back.
Who said that? Okay. Go.
Are you,
Big one. What is that?
oh, to save the glass, huh? They reuse the glass.
Huh?
Can you reuse the glass?